We're Peggy and Paul Sally from Shreveport, Louisiana. Peggy is a psychiatric social worker in Shreveport in private practice, and I am a retired attorney.
And in November, we will be married for 40 years. And when we first got married, Paul had 2 children, and they were 7 and 4 when we were married.
And I had them by myself for a year.
When I arrived, the challenge began. They would tell me, "You're not my mother, and you can't make me do this, and this is not your house." And I had a big challenge with that.
And we solved that big challenge mainly by talking about it and understanding that this was nothing personal against you, Peggy. This is just the way the children are acting to be in a situation where they have a new mother. But it was a challenge.
And we got through that challenge by talking to each other, by talking to them, by
Talking to God.
Talking to God. Yes, a lot.
And it has now changed to the fact that actually Peggy is their mother now, and their mother is like a sister. So Peggy, they come to her for all problems and to talk, and really love her and treat her with respect.
Yes, that pleases my heart when they come to me and say, "You know, I've been having a problem with this. What would you do?" And all of my days, that is what I wanted. I wanted them to be just like regular children, and they're grown and they're happy, and I'm happy with them. And we have one together also, another daughter. So actually we have 3 daughters and 5 grandchildren. The other challenges in our marriage had to do with, I had breast cancer in 1994, and it was in my lymph nodes, didn't know what was going to happen. And Paul was such a wonderful, wonderful husband. He was there every moment for me, and he took care of me, and we got through it together. I remember one time, it was at 11 o'clock at night, and I was telling him how I was feeling or what, with no hair and all these scars. I was feeling ugly, and I talked about it to him. I shared with him, and he listened. And at the end of it, he said, "Peggy, I love you a whole lot, but can we not do this at 11 o'clock at night?" But we got through that obstacle very well.
Yeah. The other obstacle that we had now, it was that I lost my job twice. Now this was back in the 80s, and the one job I was in, I had a family business that I was running, and we just actually decided to dissolve it and to liquidate it. And but leaving a place that you'd been working for 35 years was quite a challenge to do. And then we formed this new company that we did, and it actually kind of went in the tank. So in a period of about 10 years, to lose your job twice really does something to a male's ego. That Peggy was there to help me along, and it turned out well.
And all of that time, I told myself that Paul would handle this, and money hasn't meant very much to us in our lives anyway. We had money, we don't have money, we have each other, and that's the only thing that really matters to us. We got through that one pretty well.
So you guys have been through a lot. Blended family, breast cancer, loss of long-term employment. Can you share with us one very, very specific thing that you did that just really helped you survive stress as a couple?
Yes. Paul and I have done marriage enrichment for 35 years, and together, and going to those conferences as a couple and learning the skills that we needed to be able to share our feelings, to be able to say, "I'm hurting, this is what I need," to be able to say, "I need you to do this for me," just to be able to have that kind of communication, and then was very meaningful to us.
You can't go to a conference and try to teach people to do something if you don't believe it or do it yourself. So preparing for a conference, we would learn more than the people that we did it for, and then being able to say it out loud each and every time just built that back up. And so that and our relationship together with God has been the thing that has kept us together. And most of the time, you know, you're talking about us having a hard time. We were, okay, so we're facing this, and let's get it, and we've done it, and it just seemed easy now.
Now that it's over.
And what is marriage enrichment? Is that like therapy?
Oh, no. Marriage enrichment is making good marriages better. Marriage enrichment is where you learn the skills that you need to have a better marriage. And in my estimation, marriage only gets better. Someone just told us today that I didn't know it was going to be this good when I first got married.
Well, actually, we did a sex conference, and it was a 69-year-old man told us that he didn't realize that it was going to get better, that sex was. But teaching new things to people that even what we do, there's so many things that we don't know, and we learn something new every time. So marriage enrichment just means enriching your marriage. It's not going to solve the problems. I'd just like to say that you make my day every day. I just love you so much.
And I'd like to say you're the love of my life.
Thank you, dear.
Give her a kiss.
Yeah.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Mwah.